Be bold, be brave, be beautiful. Be bold, be brave, be beautiful. Be bold, be brave, be beautiful. This is her story.
Hashtag her story. I am going to introduce a lovely couple that I've known for a couple of years, maybe. We vacationed together this past January, and I've gotten to know them even better. And as we celebrate veterans throughout the world, not just in November, not just, one day out of the year or 2 days out of the year, I celebrate them every day. And these two have become family to me. So at this time, I'm going to welcome Rubin and Jaime to the stage. I call it the
Hey, hey.
stage.
Hello.
How are you guys? Oh, look at y'all camera all nice and clear.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
How are you guys?
Good.
Good. Good. Thank you.
How are you?
Doing good. A little
That's
tired, but I'm good.
same here. That's
Yeah,
cool.
thank you guys for doing this. Gonna jump right in. I mean, introduce yourselves. Who is Jaime? Who is Ruben? And then we'll
I'm
do a little Q&A and just have some candid conversation.
All right. Good.
I'm Rubin. I'm 37 years old, and I'm from.
You just turned
I,
37
I
years
turned
old.
37
Oh, happy
yesterday.
belated. Oh,
Um,
yesterday.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dang,
Yeah.
happy birthday.
Thank you. And I'm from San Antonio, Texas.
Cool.
Nice.
I'm Jamie, and I'm from Brooklyn, New York. So
Woo.
I'm here to answer questions, and then I know hopefully we'll have some good responses. So we're excited. So thanks for the
Awesome.
opportunity.
Oh, no problem. Thank you guys. So let's talk about your experience serving in the military. I know it started, I don't know how many years ago, but I've had a few people that either they don't share or they share or, so you guys tell me about your own experience because I know everyone's experience is different.
Yeah. You can go first because there's certain things we can't share, but
Right.
yeah. So
Overall, I had a pretty good experience. I definitely enjoyed the traveling aspect and getting to see different cultures, meet different people from
Mm.
other countries, uh, like such as like Spain,
mhm.
France, Italy,
Sweet.
Turkey. We've been through the Suez Canal.
And what
Um,
service was this?
we were in the Navy. We were both in the
Ah,
Navy.
Yeah.
great. Great,
I,
great,
I
great.
really enjoyed the travel aspect, and then of course I met Jamie in the military, and
hmm
I
Oh,
think that was the highlight of my
that's
military.
romantic.
Yeah.
Was that even allowed? Because I remember when my brother served in the army, and I remember when he came back home, I think it was maybe after his first tour or after basic training or something. It was like such a secret. Like they weren't supposed to be together. And tell me about that. Like, how did that happen?
Well, we kept it on the DL for the most part. I mean, we
Okay.
it's not that it wasn't allowed. We were in different departments, so it was
Yeah. So it
allowed.
was
Okay.
allowed.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
we just were not very public about it. We were just kind of
Right.
doing our own thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much professionalism. That
Yeah.
was the important part. But
I
just
hear you.
you know, PDA was not allowed, of course. So
Yeah, of course.
so it's just like when we're out in town,
Hmm.
on I guess Liberty they would call it,
Yeah.
and just being professional, abiding by the rules of what your commander wants and how he wants us to act out on the streets. So
Right.
as long as like that was there, and yeah, I mean we had a good time every time we would go out. And well, what do you call it, Liberty
Yeah.
buddies?
Yeah.
So we would
Okay.
have a group of people hanging out, so they would have a bunch of people hang out together, and as
Yeah.
long as we're together,
That was
that was good. Yeah, we,
acceptable.
we wouldn't be allowed to hang out by ourselves
Okay.
together
Okay.
as a couple.
Right. So I'm
As
gonna
far
ask
as
a
like in the
couple
corner,
of
yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
okay. I'm gonna ask a couple of questions. Who introduced who saw who, and then in regards to not being alone, when was the first time you guys were actually alone? Like how long did that take for,
You can answer this question.
Well, I noticed Jamie right away. Um, Jamie's very beautiful, and she caught my eye.
Are you
Um,
blushing?
Thank you.
I mean, that's of course, that's what always sparks attraction is, I
But she's
guess.
asking
Oh,
when do you?
when? Oh, well, I mean, let me get to that. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Um, what is it? In 2006 or seven,
Yeah, around that time.
around that time, Jamie first got to the ship, and in the military, we had to do, or in the Navy, anyways, we had to do 90 days of food service before we
Okay.
go do our jobs. And Jamie was a
I was a culinary specialist,
Jamie's a
so
chef.
that's a
Ah.
part
Yeah.
of the supply, like I guess division, and
Okay.
so
Okay.
the CSs are a part of that supply division. So he had to do his 90 days
Of food
of food
service.
service. So they call them
Okay.
FSC. No, what
FSAs,
FSAs.
food service
Yeah,
attendants.
there you go. Yeah.
So just doing that, I was working closely with all the chefs, and Jamie
Okay.
was in the kitchen, and um, I guess that's what when she first, because I got on board the ship first before she was
Right,
there,
right.
Okay.
and so I kind of knew my way around the ship and kind of knew who was who, I guess, and
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. So, but I just remember putting my decals on. You had to put these decals on.
oh, that's right,
So
the
when you
base
enter on
stickers.
base, oh, you're a service member, so you're allowed on. And so I was putting that on, and that's
Mm-hmm.
when I noticed.
That's when I approached her when she was
Yeah,
putting her stickers on the car,
yeah. At the
um,
barracks, yeah.
at the barracks.
hmm So, and then
Oh, okay.
yeah, and then from there we
Ah.
just started talking,
Yeah.
and he borrowed my laptop.
Yeah, that's right. I borrowed her laptop. Well, I didn't know how I was gonna get Jamie to continue to talk to me, right? So
On purpose, did you need to,
yeah.
or?
So I noticed that she had her laptop on her when she was putting her base stickers on, and I was like, "Hey, I have some DVDs, but I don't have nothing to watch it on. Is it cool if I borrow your laptop? Like, I'm embarrassing, whatever. So I'm not going anywhere." And she was very trusting with her laptop.
I was like, it's an old laptop,
Sweet.
so
So that was my strategy to for her to get
I
to
like
come back to
that.
talk to me.
Right. It
yeah,
worked. Here you
yeah,
are, years
it
later.
worked. Here we are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
All right.
And
So,
as
I
far
mean,
as what the first time us being alone together was what our first date, I guess.
oh yeah, we went to
We went to Keegan's,
yeah, that was like an Irish
an
pub
Irish pub,
place.
in the Pembroke area of Virginia Beach,
That's
hmm
right.
where we
okay,
were stationed at. Yeah.
Yeah.
in Virginia. Okay. What were
hmm
some of the challenges you faced as a couple while in the military? Like, did you have, because you guys were younger than you are now.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
what early challenges can you look back on to say, okay, we overcame that?
I would say like, there are people talking like, oh, such and such is dating. Just
hmm
once again, just trying to be
The
professional and
naysayers, right?
yeah. So it's just you're on a small ship, so people are
hmm
gonna. It's like being in a small town. People know each other. They'll
Right.
talk.
Yeah.
And just yeah.
So Jamie was in a sports program called WCAP, and I remember
Okay.
during deployment, of course she was called on to go, compete in her sport. And I was left there on deployment by myself, and I was like, oh man, kind
Mm.
of, I miss her. That was kind of rough for me, because
Okay.
like just
That
that
was a
that
challenge.
small time, yeah, that was a
Yeah.
challenge for
Yeah.
me
Mhm.
being alone on deployment without her.
And what is WCAP?
It's
In
the
case
world.
someone was.
It's the world class athlete program, and
Okay.
so all the pretty much it was for competition for
hmm
taekwondo. So
hmm
pretty much it's all the military branches come together, and we go to world championships or nationals or such and such. So they take you off the ship so you can prepare for that, and
Right.
that's what I was able to do. That yeah.
Ruben,
Mhm.
was that a turn on for you that she was part of that program?
I thought it was pretty cool. I I like martial arts movies, and I thought it was really cool that Jamie was doing martial arts, and she
Right.
was, we showed a lot of similar interests with combat sports.
hmm
Yeah, you did boxing.
I liked boxing enthusiast. I was training a little
Right.
bit in the Navy,
Mm-hmm.
and
Okay.
now we both do jujitsu together.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sweet. That is
Yeah.
so awesome. I want to be like you guys when I grow
Come down, come on
up.
down
Yeah,
and
come
join
on.
us.
I know, right? So, how did the military experience shape your relationship?
Do you want to?
Go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
feel like it did. It has and it hasn't. I think communication is the biggest thing in the
Mhm.
military. So I feel like we kind of built that, communication
The
wise,
foundation, yeah.
and the foundation for that. Also, just trying to be like on top of things. When you're in the military, you have to be do this, do that, and then changes. Learning how to dictate
Yeah. Adapt.
Right.
and adapt to change and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I think that helped our relationship
Yeah.
quite a bit.
And I mean, years later, you guys do have children now. How many do
Mhm.
you have? I mean, I know the answers, but the people may not know.
Yeah,
We have
3.
3.
Three children. So, how
Mhm.
long after that? I mean, transitioning from the military life to civilian, starting a family,
Um,
settling in your state of Oregon, how was that transition?
so like,
Mentally, physically?
after well, you got out before I did,
I
out
did,
of
yeah.
the service. So he served his time as a damage control man, right? Which
Yeah.
is like a firefighter in the Navy.
Oh, okay.
So he did that, and so you tried to do the fire department, but then
Yeah,
his
just
his direction changed.
Outside,
the
like,
direction
and
changed.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so he tried to do that, and then it just didn't,
Yeah, it just
go the
didn't
direction.
pan out.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up going to school after that.
Okay.
I got my associate's degree for airframe and power plant technology. I was working on airplanes for a little while.
Okay.
All while the meantime, Jamie was still in school as well.
Yes, I went back to school. So we didn't kind of plan it, but we did wait like about 2 years to have our little one. So while I was in school,
Okay.
we both were
That was
going to
tough.
school. Yeah.
Yeah, we had the
Yeah.
baby and we were going to school.
Wow,
Still.
that's a challenge too. And I mean, even with that, with the military, I know they cover, let's say, education where you
Oh yeah,
guys
yeah. That
Yeah.
is
taking
the other
care.
thing. And
That's beautiful.
we did get a
Mhm.
monthly stipend to live off of
It was like a
Okay.
to go to school. Yeah.
basic house
Mm.
allowance, which helped a lot. I
That's good
mean,
to know.
yeah, it helped to the point where, we needed it.
Right.
Those were paid.
Yeah. I don't have any
Yeah.
school debt, so that's a good
That's
thing.
So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I
So
just actually sorry. Go ahead, Jamie.
it put a lot of like less weight on our shoulders as
Right.
far as like paying for school and stuff. So that was a
Yeah.
good thing.
Yeah. I mean, even having a new baby, like that's a load in itself.
Oh yeah.
And then having
Yeah.
to say, oh my gosh, now I have student debt. But I just went to a Czars in a mentorship program, and
Mhm.
they had some guys come in to speak to the young girls. And one of the guys, he served in the army, I think, for 31 years. And he
Oh
was just
wow.
encouraging them. He's like, I'm not telling you not to go to college, but just understand that when you join the military, you're covered in regards to, he
Mhm.
said he met this surgeon, and he basically, he didn't know anything about the army, but he went to the army so he could become a doctor.
Oh
So the
wow.
girls were like so impressed, like, oh, so you mean I could become a nurse? And like they started naming all these different careers and professions. He was like, yes, you can do that in the military
Mhm.
and it's paid for. So I think that's encouraging to know that. I mean, maybe I would have considered a little, little
Yeah. Yeah.
service.
Right. Right.
Because now I still have this student debt, So
Right. Right.
that's really a blessing, in itself.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
what support system have you guys had? I mean, from being in the military, and I think Jamie, you served Navy and Army at one
Yep.
point.
Mhm.
What was that support system like for each of you? And even now that you're parenting children, like, how's your support system?
Oh, it's amazing. Like his mom is always there to help us,
Right.
and she also served,
Yeah.
so which is
My
kind of
mother was
cool. So
also in the
she
army as well, and my
Okay.
father.
she right, yeah,
Oh,
your dad.
sweet.
And so we both moved back. Well, Ruben's from Texas, so I moved to Texas with him, and
Mhm.
so it was challenging. Like
Yeah.
just I would say switching from military life to civilian life, getting
Yeah.
back on a daily.
Getting back to
Yeah.
society.
Yeah, and so they were very helpful and
Okay.
very supportive of
Yeah.
our family building and
Mhm.
our focus.
Yeah. And I mean, even for you guys, you're married, and for people that, whether they're single, married, maybe they didn't find love like you guys over borrowing my
Mhm.
laptop or whatever, but you know, the mental part of it. Like, how did you, just overcome even that part? Because I know some people, maybe they might have flashback, or, they're just depressed that their family is not with them. You're living away from New York. You're not in
Mm-hmm.
Texas. You guys are now in this new place where
Mm-hmm.
your roots are grounded there, so to speak,
Mm-hmm.
in regards to raising a family. How
Mm-hmm.
has that been for you guys? Because I mean, you and I know I was married at one point, and I know it could be challenging.
Mm-hmm.
So having experience of the military, where you go through these different phases, but now you're in civilian life, like how has that been, and how can you encourage even young couples?
I feel if you don't go out on your own when you're young, I feel like you're gonna be tethered to wherever you're from. So I feel like the military, for me, anyways, was a good kind of kick out of the house. To
Okay.
get to kind of get my feet wet and experience things,
Yeah.
and it taught me a lot of, I guess, you know reliance on myself and my spouse.
Right.
You know, um, and for me, home is wherever my wife is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not really
I love that.
the location, but
Right.
wherever my family is at. That's my
Yeah.
home.
Yeah. That's I love
Yeah,
that.
yeah, for sure. Like we, of course, there's gonna be some ups and downs, but we definitely try to instill that in our kids, like
Mm-hmm.
just some kind of order. And
Right.
sometimes it's hard because how kids are.
Yeah.
But just a transition, like Ruben mentioned, it's where your family is. So we try to keep a similar base if we were in Texas or if we were at home
Mm-hmm.
in New York. So we try to add our different cultures
Yeah.
and try to share that
Right.
with the family. So
I love that. I love that. Finding that balance even with parenting. I can hear your daughter in the back, and that's pretty okay, because
yeah.
even I remember during the pandemic, a lot of people, of course, they were forced to be home, and you would see
Hmm.
like little hands here on the
Right.
screen, and or they'll take the camera off, but I'm like, this is work-life balance, and it's just what it is. And you
Absolutely.
guys have such a calm spirit. I remember just growing up with my brother, he was just always he was quiet. Then when he joined the military, he became this very aggressive
Okay.
person. And but now it's like he served, I think, 21 years. He retired
Oh
in
wow.
2021, and he's a different person now.
Hmm.
He's, I guess, living again, because he toured so many times
Right.
overseas, and he missed out on a lot of things that we did, and
Hmm.
so he has a family as well. So I understand, like, it's really a balance, and just finding your core, whatever that looks
Hmm.
like,
For
so
sure. For sure. For
that's
sure.
great. That is great. So tell me a little about, what was my other question? So we are going to play a game before we leave, just a
Okay.
Okay.
little. I should have had you guys prepare a little cue card, like pen and paper. I don't
Oh,
know.
like a pen. Okay.
Yeah. How could we do it?
We have pen and paper. We have papers here. I could do
Okay,
some.
good. So maybe just
There's a
three.
pen right there on the
Just three?
floor.
Okay.
Yeah, three, and then so we're gonna do like, how well do you know your spouse?
All right. All right.
All right. Now you mentioned no, Ruben stepped away, but when he comes back, I want him to share, because being on vacation together this year, just talking about food and family. You didn't mention, he mentioned his background. Well, did he? No, you said
No, you
Texas.
just said
So
you were from San Antonio.
No,
okay,
I'm
so
yeah.
I need the other part that we don't know. So Jamie, I need you to share a little bit of your culture,
Okay. Okay.
and hopefully this wouldn't give any answers. Maybe whatever you tell me, I wouldn't pull my questions from there, and then Ruben the same,
Okay.
because again,
Okay.
some people feel like you can't mix cultures, or you shouldn't mix cultures, but I think it's a beautiful thing,
Mm-hmm.
honestly.
All right. So I'm going first.
Yeah, you
All
can go
right.
first.
So I am the firstborn. My family is from Manchester, Jamaica, and I am the first generation raised in New York, in Brooklyn, New
Okay.
York. And so Manchester is one of the parishes south of Jamaica.
Okay.
And both of my parents, my dad, when they moved here, my dad was working for a law firm,
Okay.
and then he changed his mind and he did went to the military, the Army reserves. but he also he was a correction officer for 25 years.
Oh wow.
And so he never really talked about work, but like you could tell on his face, like if he had a hard day or whatnot.
Right.
My mom went to nursing school, but then
Okay.
she ended up working for the mentally challenged adults.
Okay.
So she was guiding them, she would be the one driving and bringing them to the store just to show them how to have a normal lifestyle
Okay.
and teaching them things. So she was one of the main, I would say, on-call nurses or whatever to come through and help aid, the mentally challenged adults and aid them through their everyday activities. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
And I had no idea both of your parents had military background.
Oh yeah,
Ruben
just
and
my
then
just my
Jamie.
yeah, just my dad. And
Yeah,
then
but your dad and then both his that's
Mhm.
great.
So
All right, Ruben. So who are you? Where are you from? Where's your family from?
We're from San Antonio, Texas. As far as I know, my family has always been there.
Okay.
Let's see.
Well, there's history behind that because
Yeah,
as far
I'm
as
sure.
I heard, that's Mexican land, but
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, it
that's
is.
for
It
another
is.
show,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. But yeah, we're Mexican. I don't know
Mhm.
how many generations, like I said, we've been there, but my Spanish is very limited. Let's just say that. All right. Let's see. My mom did a good job of raising my brother and I.
Okay.
My mom and father, they went their separate ways when we were real young. But that's a whole another story.
Mhm.
But yeah, it was just me, my brother, my mom, and of course my mom worked hard. Raising my brother and I. He's actually here visiting
Okay.
from Oregon. So
Oh, sweet.
yeah, I'm glad he's here. We had a good time yesterday for my
That's
birthday.
awesome. Oh, that's
Um,
right. That's right.
and yeah, I mean, there's not really that much to tell. I grew up doing regular things. A young
Mhm.
man does.
Yeah.
Played sports, played football. Yeah, that's about it. Not much to say.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, y'all ready for a little game, a little
Yeah,
fun?
Let's
yeah.
go.
How well do you know Jamie? How well do you know Ruben? So
All
you're
right.
gonna hide your papers from each other.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right.
You're gonna write your answer, and then you'll show it on the screen to see if you got it or not. So,
Okay.
All right. What question?
what is your spouse's favorite food? So let me explain it. So you're gonna write, Ruben. You're writing your answer. You know
Is
your
it
favorite food. Now Jamie's gonna guess what that
What
favorite
your
food
favorite
is.
food is?
Yes,
okay?
and vice versa. You're going to guess Jamie's favorite food. So you'll have two answers. So we'll do yours first. So we're writing Ruben's favorite food
Okay.
and then Jamie's favorite food.
All right. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
I don't have a clock, so y'all should know. It shouldn't take long.
All right.
I think I got it.
All right. So what's Ruben's favorite food, Jamie?
Got it right here.
Chicken Alfredo. Is that correct? Is that what you wrote? Yeah.
Did you write it?
All right.
Did you write it?
No, I'm so sorry. So I didn't understand the rules. I wrote what I thought her favorite food was, but
That
was
would be
first.
next, but that's fine.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
fine. So that's correct.
Exactly what it is. That's
Okay.
exactly what
So
it is,
what's Jamie's favorite food, Ruben?
Oh.
I put tiramisu cake.
Okay. Yeah.
That's correct.
Yeah, that's correct.
Awesome.
Right.
That's kind of small,
That's
Ruben.
nice. Yeah.
I'm sorry. You know what? Let me write bigger. All right. I apologize for
All
that.
right.
All right, that was good. That was good.
All right.
Now,
So the next question is gonna be for him, right?
yes.
Okay. So all right.
All right. Ruben, how many? I don't even know, Jamie, you know the answer, but
I'll
how
try.
many locks does Jamie have?
Ooh.
How many locks?
How many
Oh
locks?
my god.
I don't even know.
I have no idea. I have no idea.
Man, that's a good question. Now I'm gonna go count.
I've never considered counting for locks.
Well, now we have a job to do, guys.
Oh, all right.
Spend some time together and count Jamie's locks.
That's a good idea.
All right. So next question is, because not a lot of dads know this, but Ruben's a good guy. What is your second child's date of birth and the time they were born?
Second child. Ooh. All right.
It's an easy one.
Oh, that's an easy one. You know the
Yeah.
time she was born?
Well, I don't remember. Let me see.
Just guess. Do you remember if it's in the morning or the afternoon?
I don't remember that.
All right. Okay. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Guess, and let's see what your guess is like. Just think about that time of day, you know.
All right.
Skip him one more second.
All right.
All
Okay.
right. Okay, Ruben. Date of birth and time of birth.
See what you got. Bring it down.
Oh,
No,
Sep-
no, you
I'm
got it.
sorry. Let me.
I saw it.
put
September 1913, morning time. All right.
All right. That was good. That was good. Good try. What? She was born.
September 19th, 7:40
She was
p.m.
born in the evening.
Maybe morning time in another country,
Yeah.
but in the U.S. it's 7:40.
That's good
Okay.
enough. That's good enough.
That's cool. That's cool. All right, we're gonna do one more. I'm not gonna break it. Let's see. It's a good question. What's a good question? Mm. I don't even know. I had something, but I don't. I think it's too easy. Um, Where was the first place you guys went on vacation? So that's a question for both of you.
What are we call? Are we talking like in the
Out.
states?
Let's do out of. Well, yeah. Let's do out of the country.
Okay. Oh yeah, because
First overseas vacation.
okay, so we're talking about we both were in the Navy, so
overseas.
that's a lot of places, but
The first.
But that's not really a vacation. That's a port visit. That's definitely not a vacation.
So we're talking about sunscreen and packing a suitcase.
All right, so let's okay.
I would say the first real vacation.
So you got to put it on a piece of paper.
I don't remember what year it was.
That's
Oh,
okay.
I do remember.
Just the place is fine. You get a point if you remember the year.
Oh, if you remember the year?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even remember.
I remember the year. I do.
Okay, I'm not gonna write the year. But go ahead. What does it say?
Jamaica 2014. All right.
Okay.
What did you put? Jamaica. All right. Okay. That was great.
Yeah, I think it was 2014.
Yeah.
You guys did really good. And that goes to show there's communication, there's friendship, there's people that don't know nothing about each other. And I asked the question in regards to the date of birth. I remember working at Brookdale, and this dad brought his child in. I think either if the child wasn't with him, he wanted records or something. So I was like, "What's the child's date of birth?" And he paused and he rolled his sleeves up and he just looked at his tattoo. It was just so funny. He was like, "This is why I gotta do it," because he had like 3 listed on his arm. I was like, "Okay, but you did good.
That's good.
You did good. You did really good." But I think this was really good, and I just want people to see that love is real. I love love, and you guys found love while serving our country, and thank you guys for your service. And I hope you get to vacation again. And
nice.
That even though this platform is for women to share their untold stories, you guys did a great job of just sharing that experience and how you overcome obstacles and the ways people can meet people. That love is real and it's okay to laugh and vacation. And I know you guys are working and even your brothers from out of town, spending time with family is important. So, just continue that support system, continue to love on each other and be the best versions of yourself. Anything you want to leave with the people before we depart? Yours headed over to Rubin.
What do you want to talk about?
Just I think an important quality to have for any couple is empathy, and understanding. To try and put yourself in your significant other's shoes. That's the best. That's the best quality I'd say to have.
Empathy
and open communication.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think praying for your spouse is a good thing. Or praying for each other, praying for your families. I would definitely recommend it if you're religious. Yeah, very helpful.
That's awesome. Yeah. Prayer works. for everything.
It works.
I honestly believe that. So thank you guys. The Rodriguez were in the house, and this was my first time doing a couple segments. So I think I'll
cool.
do it again. So you guys were the first, and I really
Awesome.
appreciate it. And again, thank you for serving our country as we celebrate Veterans Day, November, I think it's the 11th.
11th, yeah.
Really thank you guys, and I appreciate you guys. And again, let's plan something for
the
near future. All right.
Thank you for having us. We appreciate
My
it.
pleasure. Appreciate you guys. Bye.
Take it easy. Bye-bye.
All right, guys, that was fun. Great episode with the Rodriguez couple. They met in the military while serving overseas, and I have, like I said, I've grown a friendship mostly with Jamie, but met Rubin this past year, and I admire them. And there are couples and women that, maybe they don't know how to have that balance with being a what do you call it? I forgot what it's called, military spouse, or just being a support system for that other half. But there's a way that it can be done. Prayer and having empathy was the advice that we got. So again, I just hope that you guys enjoyed this episode as we celebrate Veterans Day. Let us remember those who have served, those that we have lost, those that have survived, those who are having a hard time transitioning from military to civilian life. I know it's not easy. If you ever want to donate to a nonprofit that supports veterans, I am a part of a nonprofit, Chosen Veterans Outreach. I'll put the link below. You can show your support by donating. We plan on getting blankets for the winter, clothing, socks, and just toiletries and things that they can use. So we support our veterans strongly. We support those that are in need. So not just veterans, but those in our underserved communities. But we do want to really focus on our veterans a little more than we have been. So your support is greatly appreciated. And again, we thank Jamie and Rubin for being in the house tonight. I am Clavia, the host of #HerStory. Have a great evening. I never know where to look at the camera, so forgive me, my eyes are like, I think I should be looking at the light. But thank you guys so much. It was a pleasure, and have a great one.